we go. Hello there, nerds. Welcome back. Zyori here alongside Trent. I'm going to get the Twitch chat fixed for the stream overlay. I forgot we're on my channel instead of Moonduck because who knows what's going on these days. Trent, it's been 2 months. Welcome back to the show. How are you? What's happening? Love the shirt, buddy. Team Slacks all the way. Let's do it.
Woo, woo.
Oh. I have one of
Been
those.
2 months.
I think so. 178. No, it's been 1 month. Holy shit. July 8th. I misread that for June.
That sounds right.
So our last two podcasts were May 30th, July 8th, and now we're here August 19th. So we're doing something.
Yes, I actually have just returned as of Monday from a full basically 2.5 week vacation.
Whoa.
I think I streamed for 3 days at one point after a weekend, and then we took 2 weeks completely off. I was basically off the grid in a sense. I was at my cottage, hanging with the family. No internet other than on my phone. I did tether to play some Pokemon Unite on the Switch because that did work.
Wow.
And I took a bunch of Dota replays to watch. But, I mean, with the way Dota has been patched over the years, it was the perfect storm. TI's delayed. They weren't doing the big patch yet. Nothing was happening. I think I missed one tournament. I missed Dota Pit, basically. And that was it.
How dare you slander the good name of Dota Pit?
China Dota Pit, too.
Oh, there you go.
Say, they didn't invite me anyway, so it's okay.
So did you get back just in time? You made it for the patch drop? That did come out, What was it, 2 days ago now? Today's Thursday? Came out Tuesday?
I think it came out on the Tuesday. Hey, Yamoken, what up? Yeah. It came out on the Tuesday, so I was back, chilling. I was waiting for the patch. It came.
Wow.
Thank you, Ice Frog and Dota.
Don't you love it when it aligns like that? I'll never forget the patch
really did.
that dropped when me and Slacks and the other guy landed from some event, and as soon as we landed, it's like the patch was just there. It had just dropped.
I remember that.
We were in the baggage claim, just like, dude, it's like they knew, and they gave it just to us as we got back to America. What could be more poetic? You know, it feels so good when the stars align. Wow. Well, so much to dive into. Broad strokes, thoughts about the patch. I haven't read too much of the notes. I'll be honest, dude. I feel like Dota was like that relationship I had with the girl that cheated on me, and after it was totally done, I said to her, maybe we could still be friends at some point in the future when I get over it. And then, a year later, she sent me a message, and I just kind of said, yeah, nah, that's not going to work for me. See you later. Please don't ever message me again. And I haven't talked to her
you'll
since.
Be back.
And,
you'll be back.
I haven't had the craving. It's the time commitment. I feel like the old dudes that always used to say that, I just don't have an hour to sit there. I mean, I do have an hour. It's just
you're the Trent.
When in doubt, if all things equal, if in my head I go, I could play a game right now. I'm caught up on work. It's 6 p.m. It's I could play some Axie that takes 5 to 10 minutes per match. I could play Dota that takes however long per match, 30 to an hour, or I could play Pokemon Unite that takes fixed 10 minutes. It's pretty safe, in terms of gaming hours logged. So I don't know, man. My opportunity cost just feels like all things equal. If I literally don't care about Dota MMR, I don't really care about, keeping up or learning any given patch at any given time. And it just feels like I know I'm going to be bad. I don't want to just sit down and play one game and then just feel frustrated at how terrible my skills have gotten from not playing for a couple months. And true. I haven't had a desire to do a session, where you sit down and play 4, 5, 6 games and actually break off the rust. So that's led me to just kind of hi Dota, you're on my computer.
It's a good time for a break for you too, because you'll get TI, which you'll watch, because it's TI. Yep. And then there'll be some huge patch where you'll be like, okay, I need to at least try this, and everyone's gonna suck. That's the time to come back.
You're
this
right.
Patch wasn't so huge.
No, this wasn't a game changer completely upside its head.
No. I will say it was a larger patch than I expected. They changed more things than I thought. I thought they'd have to hold back a little bit more with it being so close to TI. But there's time to prepare, right? You got basically still a month and a half. But yeah, it's exciting. It's a good patch. Overall, I think it's mostly 95% good stuff.
Okay. How was it's funny when you're a little bit out, and I saw on Twitter, maybe 2 days before the patch, the clamoring. you know. And I've unfollowed
Oh my
some
God,
Dota
dude.
people, and I followed way more Axie people, so I don't get as much of the Dota stream. But it's just so formulaic at this point of like,
It's kind of
please,
sad, isn't it?
dude, it really is. Just that it has turned into complete like just patch begging, and it's
Yeah.
a weird look because if you didn't know better, you'd think like, damn, what's wrong with that game? These people are like really, really upset. Like this
wrong
game
with
is
this
ruining
community?
people's lives right now. What's going on over there? And it's like, oh, they're just tired of the stale meta. Okay. But it seems like really, really dramatic. Like the world is truly ending if the patch doesn't come out in the next Ice Frog. I've started the clock, and if the clock ends before the patch comes out, you don't want to know what's going to happen.
Dude, the second they put that countdown in the client, I was like, they better have the patch like that night. Once you're putting a countdown in for when this event ends, that puts a very clear message to people. I wasn't holding out hope. I was
God.
like, I would not guess that it comes out tonight, guys. You should relax.
Yeah.
I think once they put the timer in, they knew.
I'm gonna be real, dude. Working on the developer side now, it's it's all rainbows and unicorns at first, and then you realize it's a different set of challenges. And so there's multiple teams within the company, and we just had with X-Link, we launched our esports server, and we launched some dates of like, hey, here's the dates of like when the tournaments could start, and it's like, oh, cool, August 12th, and then you're looking at the calendar, oh, it's August 13th, it's August 14th. Hey, Zyori, what's going on with that thing that you gave those hard dates on? And I'm just sitting here like, I know,
Oh, yes,
I know. I really want to drop the announcement too, but I'm waiting on this and I'm waiting on that, and this thing didn't work. And it's just, there's always stuff that you don't see or that goes wrong, and it's how it works. But God, posting dates, dude, it's like the moment it dropped, it's like my stress just evaporated. I didn't realize how much I was holding on to. It's like once that clock starts of, all right, she swung negative. We're now over. So every minute, every second that's counting, it's like people are like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And man, that pressure sucks. I felt that this weekend. I'll tell you what.
Look at you, feeling the Valve life.
It's tough
You've
out there.
changed.
I've changed. Yeah, it's Twitter's hard, man. I see the it's just so funny when you get the opposite at people saying, dude, 6 out of 6 pures are broken. I can't beat them in arena. They're so good. And then like in the same day, somebody will say, dude, 6 out of 6s suck. I invested in only 6 out of 6 pures, and I can't get past 1500 arena. This really sucks. You got to do something about pures, dude. You got to buff them. It's like both sides thinks it's the most broken or underbuffed thing in the world. And it's an emotional whirlwind, Trent.
Damn, dude.
I kind of love it, though. I'm not going to lie. Never a dull moment. But yes, anyway,
Yeah,
I feel for Valve in a different way when you have a million voices of people. I see why Bruno doesn't use Twitter anymore.
Right? Yeah, he doesn't want the constant messaging.
I see why Ice Frog had the good sense to stay anonymous. And like, I heard rumors once that he was thinking about coming out, and then people told him like, nah, dude, you already did the hard part of staying anonymous. Just stay anonymous.
Yep.
If that story's true, 100% agreed with that advice. I think Ice Frog being anonymous is maybe the smartest thing or greatest thing that's ever happened to Dota.
I explain that to other communities sometimes, and they just think it's the most genius thing ever. They're just like, oh my God, that would fix so much.
Yeah.
Like the complaining. I mean, you see what happens to devs. What really gets me is when you see devs from PvE games getting shit on. That's how you know that there's no community is good. People are like, oh, I love the Pokemon community. It's so wholesome. It's like, no, there's always complaints everywhere. It doesn't matter.
Did you see that Asmongold? You probably don't follow Asmongold, do you?
No.
Dude, sorry, this is like a rabbit hole of a podcast so far, but
I know who he is, though.
Yeah,
I know about him.
the
and
World of
Rich
Warcraft
and
stuff.
OTK.
Well, so now
Yeah.
apparently there's this talk of it's not WoW Classic, it's WoW Fresh, and it's this idea that actually Classic is stupid and not that fun. We did get caught up in the nostalgia. What if we took WoW Classic, but like actually did all the improvements that would make it the best version of WoW Classic? So they're calling it Classic WoW Fresh.
Wait, this is real? Like, this is actually happening?
No, it's like one of those like rumor things / like the community's clamoring around it, I guess. But
They want it. The community likes the
well,
idea.
he kind of said like with talk of Classic Fresh on the horizon. I don't know if that's like just community talk or Blizzard talk. I'm not sure. But he tweeted this yesterday, and like it cracks me up because the list of
Boob
changes
slider. That's
is
the
like,
second thing. Boob slider.
yeah,
That's all I see.
boob slider. Trent, come on, that's gamer talk for more character customization. Come on, man. Can't do you need me to translate
My bad.
Asmongold to English for you, buddy? Because I
That
can.
was funny. It's just that's his second.
I know.
Everything.
Of all the priorities, like generally remove artificial friction in gameplay. Oh, okay. But I just looked at this list kind of like, what are we doing here? Like, are you just asking Blizzard to make an entirely new game that doesn't suck? Like, that's sort of like going to Bungie and being like, hey, can you guys make Halo but make it not suck? How about you do all these changes? It's just, it seems so, I don't envy the job of the Blizzard devs right now, though. That's for multiple reasons, I suppose. We haven't podcasted since that all came out, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, that's just that's so much to go over. But it got a lot of attention, which was good. It had its time. There's a lot of good, healthy discussions about
Do you
it.
think
Obviously,
Blizzard's actually like, will there ever be an unraveling of that company, or are they too big to fail at this point?
they've already unraveled a significant amount. At this point, they're like a husk of their former selves, aren't they? A lot of the brain, they've got like major brain drain. All the big talents that made their huge games are now just divvying off. And
nobody
making
wants
their
to
own
work there now.
companies. Yeah.
I honestly think this could be the beginning of the end of the Blizzard as we know it. I mean, they're partnered with
just
Activision
now.
The
name will go away. Within 5 years, they'll just be Activision.
Call of Duty's doing great. Candy Crush is slaying it. They've probably got some other stupid mobile games that make a surprising amount of money. But I think like WoW across the board, no matter who you talk to, at least in my little circles, is kind of in the worst state it's ever been. Game design wise, they are clearly out of ideas for retail. And at this point, they're just mulching over the same shit. The next big release is the re-release of Diablo 2. Haven't figured out how to make Warcraft 4. They had a WoW killer called Titan that they threw in the trash because they couldn't figure out how to make it fun. Overwatch sucks. Overwatch 2 is like a campaign or something. They're going to add
the new dev,
another
they
player.
dropped Kaplan, right? They
Cool.
have a new game director for Overwatch 2. He randomly just left that day. That was pretty insane.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He quit over that. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, I mean, they're in big trouble. I don't know how you solve this. And I don't know if there's been news on this, but we've sort of covered the Overwatch League in the periphery. And I heard rumors, however long ago, like partway through COVID, that the rich folks that bought into the Overwatch League are now kind of feeling like they got. And I think Blizzard is really hiding under the, hey,
like they did.
Yeah, like that. Well, sorry, COVID happened, so we had to cancel all the events. /shrug, risk and acts of God and whatever. And maybe legally that is kind of a cover, but I don't think that is like you've sacrificed a huge part of your like brand goodwill, not just from a consumer perspective, but from a business to business perspective. You got a lot of money. Like you got that whatever it was, 150 mil from YouTube for going exclusive. I don't think Google's gonna re-up on that one.
Yeah. I mean, what did Twitch pay? I remember Twitch had major regrets about the first year one.
Yeah, that was, oh my God. How much money was that? It was a comical amount.
5 million, I think.
Was it still only 2 digits of millions? I was going to say
so.
hundreds, but I think I'm misremembering.
It was
God.
a lot.
I mean, remember Heroes of the Storm, dude? Their big esports initiative with Heroes of the Dorm? You had to have an ESPN subscription to watch it, and it was only for North American colleges.
And then they pulled the rug out on an entire esports scene.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, you think crypto's a scam? You think rugs only happen?
Seriously.
Like that was a legit rug pull, just like in plain sight by a public company that knew that was coming and straight up played the, hey, we're gonna play the game and not show any red flags. You guys should invest in this. Our quarterly reports are out in 2 months. You might want to pay attention to those. Quarterly report. Heroes of the Storm is done. That was we didn't frame it that way, but that really was a rug pull. Like
it really was.
By almost definition. Oh.
The only thing that stops them from doing that with Overwatch is probably a billion contracts.
Yeah, and the thing too, those are like rich folks that have access to a lot of legal power too.
Oh, they would crush them.
So that's like in a lot of esports.
We're talking NFL GMs.
Yeah, dude. Like we play in legal gray area in esports a lot, and sometimes that gets taken for granted. You don't want to poke the bear when it comes to that kind of. Oof.
No, you stay away from those guys.
Oof. God. So yeah, I don't want to sound overly cynical or like dramatic about it, but this seems. I mean, I'm for real, dude. 2021. I kind of had forgotten about Bill Cosby. Like that's just one of those people that like nobody makes jokes about it. Nobody really brings like.
Oh, dude, that part of the story was just. Ugh.
When was the last time you even heard somebody bring that guy up? He's just like been
Wow.
dead
It
and
was recently in
canceled.
the news that he got off.
Well, okay, yeah, fair enough. But like
Yes.
nobody was excited about that. Well, okay, I saw
No.
a few people on Twitter that seemed stoked, but you know what I mean.
There's
Like
no Cosby, oh, I love the Cosby
yeah,
show.
it's just like, all right, this fucking guy, just God. Trying to move on from that as best we can. That was stunning. I mean, of all of the things to be brought back into the limelight, that fucking picture of all of them in the suite around the holding the portrait was just like, when you see it, you kind of forget the timelines, and in your head you go, oh, that must have been before all the stuff. And then you look at the timelines and go, oh no, that's why they're doing it, because it was after all the stuff came out.
It was like during.
Holy
the stuff.
shit. Or like, was it that lined up? Oh my God, that's even worse.
Yeah. I mean, his trial lasted for years, right? So.
Oh, that's fair. That's true. It did go on for a long time. Anyway, that was just staggering. I mean, that stuff really, I felt like I had no reaction because I was truly just shocked. And seeing all the former Blizzard employees kind of feign ignorance and then get blasted on Twitter gave me some pleasure. The folks that have bragged about how plugged in they were and have taken all this credit for work at Blizzard and use that to spin off their side studios. And then when this happens, they play dumb and go, what? I had no idea people were making misogynist jokes. It's like, nah, dude. I mean, you can own it and say you regret it and that you've changed and whatever. But feigning ignorance now seems... One of them's got to give. You were either plugged in and on the pulse and knew what was happening, or you looked the other way, or you weren't, and you were kind of blowing smoke up our ass about how plugged in you were. Either way, not a great look. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, man, it has been a while. Jeez.
Yeah. So, I mean, I legit, like, I haven't played World of Warcraft. I did plan on playing TBC. I got to, like, level 63. I forget if we talked about this in the last podcast, but I just got more interested in doing crypto stuff. It just seemed like a waste of my time to be playing a World of Warcraft game I'd already played. And, a month later, my roommate and brother who were here grinding that were giving me a hard time for not playing were like, this game's boring, man. I have anything to do. I'm like, yeah, good thing you spent a whole week doing literally nothing but playing WoW. I made $1,000 that week trading cryptocurrency, Trent.
Oh, there you go. I have a confession, actually, since we're still on the MMO. You know what I actually installed yesterday?
That
Final
new Amazon
Fantasy.
game? Oh, no way. Okay.
No, I'm back on. Well, I mean, I played it when it first came out with my brother and his friends, and they've all been gaming over the years. Like they go on and off with the expansions and stuff, but they've been hot back into it, and I'm just like, I could slot an MMO into my time right now. I got a couple hours at night where I'm too tired to compete really heavily in Melee and Strive. I think I'll just, I could mess around on an MMO for an hour a night. It's pretty fun.
Amazon's making an MMO. Did you see that? I forget what it's called, but it's like super economic based, and it has like local zones with local economies and shit, and like a different combat system. It's one of those.
Oh wait, is this New World? This game?
I think so. I think that's what it's called.
Oh yeah, I know this game.
There was just like a streamer
Amazon
beta thing. I'm pretty sure it's Amazon Studios. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, Amazon Games. Yep.
Yeah. When I saw the trailer and heard the premise, I was like, cool concept, sounds really hard to create and do it well. And I think they're coming up on their launch date, and it's been mysteriously silent, which makes me wonder if some of the beta feedback was like, cool idea, but when I've played enough Settlers of Catan to know that one person hoarding all the resources in a local economy and then gouging all of us sounds really cool, but it actually is pretty unfun. Like, one of the things that I saw people advertise was that, like, arrows, right, are a consumable. And if there's a war going on, maybe in one town, there's like, there's a low supply of arrows, so the price goes up. So it opens up these, like, arbitrage opportunities, and there's, like, a whole travel element to the game. So that's, like, part of what makes it fun. It's like, again, could be cool. Could also just be a lot of tedious running around on a horse to sell arrows to people.
And then pirates stealing your arrows.
Yeah, and even so, like, imagine that you're killing a raid boss and you run out of arrows and you run to town and the town's like, "Oh, sorry, mate, we're out of fucking arrows." And you're just like, okay, so now what? I don't get the loot. The boss is just over. I don't get to play now. Well, that was fun. Sorry I didn't know exactly how many arrows I needed to kill this raid boss that I've never killed before. What a fun game we're playing right now. So I've never played it. I'm kind of talking out of my ass, but these are the scenarios that had me concerned seeing some of those mechanics, you know?
Well, they had Crucible. I'm reading one of the articles about it, but I do remember this. They tried an FPS that failed and never launched. Then remember Breakaway?
Oh my gosh. Breakaway. That was that weird.
Breakaway?
Are we even allowed to talk about it? Are we
I think
still
we can talk. I mean, it was,
are we still under
it was
NDA?
eventually released. No, we're not NDA. I think we're good on this.
Okay. Yeah, it was like
We were given access to Breakaway as a studio in preparation for potential esports.
it was like a soccer MOBA, right? You kick the ball around, but you have like skills.
It was a MOBA. It was like capture the flag with a ball, kind of, with MOBA skills.
Yes. It was sort of fun, but it definitely didn't have the depth to it to go esport nectar.
It just didn't. Yeah, it did not have the excitement. You know.
There's something about trying to mix real sport. I think Rocket League's the only one that's actually mixed a real sport with a video game successfully.
Oh yeah, Rocket League's god tier. I always say Rocket League.
I mean, I guess
who I would throw money at if I was
there's some pro Madden player watching right now that's punching his controller like, come on, man, nobody ever takes me seriously.
Dude, Madden sucks. Madden is the worst. Any game where you can challenge the computer referee's decision is stupid. Some things you should be able to fix in video games, not bring from real life. The absolute dumbest mechanic ever invented in a video game.
You know, you're actually not wrong. That's worse than the like hockey goalie AI coin flip stuff. That's just kind of like, hey, what's the strategy here? Challenge the AI.
It's like if you play tennis and the ref called the line wrong. Oh, I'm reviewing that, and you get this hype. That's all they want. They want the hype zoom in camera thing like real life. It's like, cool, that's great, man. But we don't need that. Like,
yeah, you're right. Some things are. It doesn't have to be 1-to-1. That's fair. Fair enough.
So stupid.
How's NBA 2K doing? Is that still chugging? Because that has some similar problems. Like the 5v5 aspect is cool, but like how? Okay, I'm a power forward. You know, like what does that translate to? And how do you replicate that?
My name's Zyori. I'm a power forward. I've been playing the game for 4 years.
I have experience as a power bottom.
Forwards.
I've switched to power forward.
I love the legendary Weber, and sometimes I use the retired.
Like, think about basketball. What percentage of like Steph Curry? Oh, he's down threes. What can you be the threes guy in NBA 2K, or is there what's the RNG element?
I don't know.
I haven't. We need to do a deep dive. Maybe it's over.
No, thank you. I think I'll pass. I'm out on that. Once they abandoned NHL on PC, I was out on sports games.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute. I'll be real. I will be absolutely real. I finally, for some reason that reminded me of this. I've been going out more recently, enjoying the summer in Pearl Street or whatever.
Out into the world.
Out into the world, yeah, after a year and a half of sitting inside. And I finally, I don't know if you remember this, because it's been suggested probably every time you've come to Colorado. I finally went to that gamers bar in Boulder called Press Play. It's like one of those, they call it a barcade.
Oh, no, I don't think I've heard of that.
It's certainly been suggested for us multiple times. And it's mostly just like, arcade games and stuff. But so I went there and I just like, have you ever stumbled into like an EDM concert before? That's a weird feeling. Like, I'm going to go play Pac-Man and buy a beer. And you open the door and it's like, bah, bah. You walk downstairs. It's like, holy shit, there's like a legit concert happening here. So, yeah, anyway, I'm in the
tournaments and pinball, skee-ball, and more on Wednesday nights.
Dude, and this was on like a Thursday night too. So we go into this little back area where it's a little more quiet. There's some AC. We're kind of hanging out, chilling. And this guy walks up to us and he's like, hey, I need help. I lost my friend. And we're like, all right, we'll help you find him. And this guy's like freaking out. So the person I'm with starts running around. She's like, I'll go ask people. I'll try to find this Josh. What's he look like? Tall, dark hair. Okay, cool. She comes back after 10 minutes. She's like, yeah, Josh isn't here. 30 seconds after she left, Josh texts the guy and he's like, I haven't seen him in 15 minutes. I'm like, well, maybe Josh is outside getting some air. It's pretty hot in here. He's like, okay, I'm going to go check. And then the guy ran away and then I never saw him again. And that exchange just was so wholesome. And it made me wonder why he came up to us for help. Like, do I just look like that kind of person, Trent? I'm standing there in the back of an EDM show. I was wearing a pink halter top, literally this dress, just bright pink. And
standing there. Sober?
Maybe. I was a little stoned. I was fairly sober though. I wasn't like sloshed. He was pretty sweaty. I think he might have been on some stimulants or something.
I think he might have been.
He was having a real moment though, and I gave him yeah, maybe he was just trying to dance with me. I don't know, but if that was true, he was not very slick about it. Not very slick. Anyway, I don't know why that anecdote came to mind, but something about video games and yes, wholesome.
I mean, Bar looks pretty sweet though.
Have you
I'd be
been
down for a skee ball tournament?
So like, where are you on COVID lockdown, dude? Are you because you just went on vacation? Was it like a totally like cottage vacation with no folks?
Yeah,
Are you
we
guys
went to the cottage.
What's the current state in old Hallie there? Is it rough?
Most people are double vaccinated, extremely high percent, so all very good.
Okay.
Obviously, there's no vaccines for kids yet, so we're still cautious. Like, we don't take the kids anywhere. Like, they go outside, they play on the playgrounds with other kids. That's not an issue. But things like that we can avoid, like, one person still goes to the grocery store because you might as well. As much as Clifford loves the grocery store, I don't take him.
Yeah, kids touching food, that's a whole thing.
Yeah, there's just like that kind of stuff. But I'll be very excited when the younglings can get vaccines as well, because even though it's we don't really know what the long-term effects are, so I don't want to risk it.
So when you say most people, are you guys like 70%, 60%? Do you know your number?
Pretty high. Let me see. Percent double vax.
I think Colorado's like 55. I think that's the last number I remember hearing. Let me pull up my calculator here.
76.2% have received one dose, and 67.7% of all people in Nova Scotia are fully vaccinated. So I believe, and that's all people. That includes children. So of eligible people, 86% have had one shot, and 76% have had two shots.
Damn, that's some numbers, dude.
Yeah, that's good numbers.
Look at you. Yeah, Colorado right now, we're 3.2 million vaccinated. That's 55% fully vaccinated. I'm not sure what the singleton is, but man, we got some catching up to do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie, my bandwidth has been low enough that I've not really been keeping up with the latest news relating COVID. I kind of get little bits and pieces here and there, but I haven't been keeping up on the latest in my local jurisdiction.
I mean, a lot of it in North America is, well, not totally North America settled, but Delta is doing its thing. Florida, I guess, is wrecked up, right?
I saw, is it Mississippi or Missouri? One of those was off the charts. I saw that graph yesterday. New all-time highs.
Pretty bad in Canada too now, again with and Ontario, I think, are having another flare-up as well because of Delta. I mean, it's good that people are vaccinated because they won't get as severe of symptoms and stuff.
Is Alberta low vax, or is that where your anti-vaxxers are?
Yes, they are. They, for some reason, decide to copy everything that Texas does. I don't get it, but it's something to do with having oil in the ground. I don't know if it's brain rot or what, but So it's like how China sets the DOTA meta. Like, they're just following Texas, just like, y'all got it. Well, we're just gonna fall in line. We're just gonna giddy up. A few months ago, their premier stopped tracing. He said no more tracing. What do you mean I didn't even know you could order that. I thought that was just like a thing that you did. A logical thing you should do to track if someone's had COVID. Yeah, they just stopped. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, buddy, but the dark side to tracing is zero? Like, there's no catch, right? It takes some resources. Personal, I don't know, what, privacy, resources, money, I guess. They think it's a waste of money, a waste of time. Okay, I guess it does cost a little bit of money, but it's moronic. They got oil money, dude. What do you mean? Back in the cost of I thought money was no big over there. That's the whole thing. Oh, dude, money sucks for them now. After all the oil sands run out, everyone cares about the environment now, so they don't look so hot anymore. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah. Damn, that's harsh. Yeah. Well, so I'm supposed to be going to Iceland in less than 2 weeks now for a 2-week holiday. What? But yeah, so what I booked, so the Sweden trip got booked, or I got canceled. Yeah. So I wanted to do something else. Was chatting with one of my buddies in the UK, and Iceland's kind of in the middle, sort of. So it's one of the few places that was open because they rely a lot on tourism. It's also big and spacious and not a lot of people. And when I booked, it was, if you're double vaxxed, hey, come on in there, bud. And they even had if you can prove you've had it in 6 months, then you can actually come in pretty easily.
And they've just been slowly adding more and more. Now we're back to the 72-hour PCR. Now you get tested at the border. You got to come prepared with some tests in case you get stuck so that you can get bad. And they keep adding more and more layers to it. And yeah, I don't know. I'm getting a little nervous for the old trip there. I hope I don't have to cancel this one too. But
Me too.
I'm
I
like,
feel the same way about TI, right? Getting everyone to TI and everything.
Is there any scuttlebutt about that? I haven't seen any updates. I don't think.
No, there's no talent announcements have been placed out. So
it's
obviously
late.
anyone who has invited can't say anything.
So no one can say.
so
Do you know what
everyone just has
Velat's
to wait.
tweet was all about? That like TI 10 what or
allegedly.
whatever?
I don't know this 100%, but the main theory is that Casper wasn't invited to TI, which is strange because he's like the number 2 Russian caster.
Huh.
I
wonder.
That's the leading theory. The second theory by some people was that their language cast wouldn't be invited to Romania, but that seems not possible. So I don't believe that one.
Why would Russia not be on site in Romania? It's like right there.
Yeah, makes no sense.
All right. Okay, I'm not following that one.
And so yeah, I would guess it might have been the Casper thing, but honestly, that sounds like it was just a mistake or something. Because that just sounds wrong. I mean, he's like the number 2 caster. That'd be like if Cap didn't get invited.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's like the same equivalent.
But I also know that the Russian casting scene is not without politics. So there could be something going on that we're not privy to.
But if Velat is question marking it, I mean, he's the head honcho.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know.
Supposedly that's what it was.
Multiple people linked that to me. Like, this is weird. Should I be worried about TI? I'm like, I don't know why you're asking me. I know next to nothing, dude.
Vlad, unfortunately, is also the boy who cried wolf with his tweets. He just tweets total garbage stuff a lot of the time for like hot takes and to farm attention. Just fine. That's playing the social media game. No hate. Completely fine. I don't do that personally because I find that whole thing annoying, but it works. And so I don't take any of his tweets seriously.
That's fair.
He's thrown out some complete, like airballs.
I wish I had
times in the past.
I wish I had some examples, but you're totally right. There have been moments where he's gotten into really wild Twitter shitstorms with people that walked away sort of wondering what is happening right now. Like I remember the one with Richard Lewis like last year, probably. And it was just sort of like, dude, this is. You know what Richard does. Why are you? I don't know.
He has tweeted out like Dota patch rumors before. He tweeted out like
that kind of stuff
or something.
Yeah,
or he's tweeted out like something from a patch that never happens. So he's just very quick to try and be the first one to say something.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Like the true. It's like I hate that kind of content that is straight up misinformation, but you're sort of presenting it like it's veiled information so people engage with it. And it's like, to me, that's kind of like bad faith content of like, it's one thing if you genuinely think like, hey, I think this thing's coming or whatever, fine. But if you're doing it just like, I don't know, but people are going to fucking love this. Like somebody did that in Axie where they like tweeted a footage that was old from last year and then tried to pretend like, look, guys, I got special access to that LAN gameplay thing you're all excited about. And then people got really excited and then a bunch of people got really mad. Like, how come this guy got fucking access and I didn't? It's like, well, that's because he got you. Got you. And that's just one of those like, cool, man, you got some views on Twitter, but that made more problems for us than it solved. There was no net gain here. Please don't do that.
The Cyclops artifact effect.
Oh. Yeah. Wowzers. Damn.
But,
we went somewhere. Oops.
We went all over the place. Oh, what the hell? Has it been an hour? That's not real. Oh, an hour since you've been live.
Yeah, it's been like half an hour or something.
Wow. That's our catch up, guys.
Yeah, we stumbled down. That was Zyori and Trent haven't talked in a month, and there you go. It's going well.
Welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll hit you with the big ones. Dota patch starts now, because we're talking Dota now. I've banged the gavel.
Okay,
right?
I like it.
It even shakes my mic.
Good. I made a couple of notes, and I must have been talking when I wrote this. After I woke up, I wrote, how's freebie freeland in my notes, and I genuinely don't know what that means. So, if you figure out how freebie freeland is, feel free to sideline report.
Okay, I got you, bud.
All right, so 7.30, is this what we're looking at? All right, I got the right patch open.
So the first, the general updates, I'm going to hit you with one right from the middle of this whole pack. The second Roche no longer drops cheese. This was probably the big one. Oh my God, I had a patch day bingo I haven't looked at since.
Whoa. Really? Did you hit
Oh, I
one?
wonder if I had that. Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so I
This
feel
was
like I
game
need a little
content I missed.
pretext of what's been grinding your gears. Like, how would you describe this meta?
Yes.
Why is everybody so upset? Why is
All
everybody
right.
clamoring for the patch? Was cheese broken? Was there some cheese with the cheese?
So second Roche was the worst. Let's see here. What happens if I do this? If I share my screen, what shows up here? If I show you this, can you see that?
I can. People can see it on stream.
Okay, you guys can see that, can you?
It's a little small. It might be hard to read, but
Oh, do you want me to zoom in a little for you?
yeah, if you can zoom in a little, there you go.
All right. So this was my patch day bingo. Now, mind you, this was made after the last major because we were so sure there would be a patch. Everyone was pretty sure this would be a patch after the major for the qualifiers. Don't be crazy. So some of this stuff won't have had. Oh man, this is looking pretty good, I have to say. So first off, as you'll notice, the free square here in the middle, nerf second Roche. This was the worst. This was the worst offender by far. Second Roche was game deciding. You got Shard, you got Cheese, you got Aegis. It was stupid. The main idea was get rid of Cheese. It happened. Nice guys, we did it. Wow, I'm very pleased with this right now. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't even looked at this. This is very exciting. All right. What else? Sorry, I know I'm sharing my whole screen with you guys now.
Spec Arcana.
Very
nice.
Oh yeah, no, I guess that already happened. Silencer buffs. We got that one. Nice. AA got nerfed. Nice. Oh, save game feature. Womp 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 womp.
So is this like the
Damn it.
reload? So like if a game gets
Yeah.
hung, you can bring it
I
back.
thought we get a reload.
So here's my
that's
theory
exciting.
on that one, Trent. Even though it is like the thing you need to be esport ready, I think it's such a pain in the ass to build, and the incentives are so not there for Valve to do it. I honestly don't think they'll ever do it.
It must be something to do with how every update they'd have to completely change it. Or
Yeah,
something.
it's like some game statey. It's just I don't think they designed it for that feature to be easy to make, and it's just that shit's hard, dude. I don't think it's ever existed without significant bugs.
Oh man. So I didn't get my save game. I didn't get the cliffs. There were no map changes being this close to TI.
You didn't get the Mage Slayer buffs?
Oh, I got Mage Slayer buffs. Don't worry. I was coming back for that one. Check.
Oh.
Mage Slayer got majorly buffed.
About time.
I'll have to check. I think Lion did get nerfed. Aeon just got nerfed. Check. Klink's got a complete rework and buff. Check. Chen got buffed. Check. TV got nerfed. Check. TA also. Well, Wyvern definitely got nerfed. I'll have to look at TA. I think she got nerfed, but not hugely. Yeah, and Lion definitely got nerfed. Dragonlance, I think, actually got buffed. Maybe Dragonlance didn't get touched, and just the other thing got buffed. Oh man, guys, this is very exciting for me right now. Spider legs were not removed. They were heavily nerfed though. They actually lost like all their movement speed, and they're not considered boots now, so you don't get the slot or whatever.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Or no, they lost all their movement speed, but they're not boots. That's what it is. So they give you like 20 movement speed, but they all stack with your boots. But anyway, they got heavily nerfed. Mars Arena CD was heavily nerfed. Check.
So, yeah, now
Holy
spider
Locket.
legs are basically just a windlace instead
Yeah.
of boots. That's cool.
Darkseer got buffed. Check. Ags and Shard for Dawn. Check. Ooh, I have to check Doom. Well, the mid-June event did have a chest. I was right. Nemesis did have a chest. In fact, it had an entire battle pass, so I guess that's actually wrong. Damn it. Puck got nerfed. Mango Tree did not return, which makes me incredibly sad. And Vlad's got an absolutely massive buff. I'll have to double check Locket and Doom, but I don't think either of those happened. Damn, I did well, guys. This was pretty
Shit,
good.
dude.
Well done, Trent.
You'd be
And
cleaning
chat.
up at bingo
My
right
chat
now.
helps me.
That's
Yeah. Oh, did I actually get a bingo though?
oh, I don't think so.
Oh my god, I didn't.
Despite
wait,
all
mid.
that.
Mid, I got a bingo.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Phew, close one.
I'll have to check Holy Locket. If Holy Locket is nerfed, I got a bingo there too.
That's hysterical though that Holy Lock gets at this point now where nerf it. Get it down.
All right.
No Holy Locket changes.
No. All right. So I didn't get that bingo. All right. Well, that was convenient. That's cool that it just uses the camera slot so I can just share my screen on our podcast very easily like that.
Yeah, look at that. That was nice and convenient.
Nice.
I'm very curious of all those. The Dawnbreaker
Yes,
What
she's busted.
what is her stuff? So Starbreaker, added. Okay, here's the scepter. It's called Solar Guardian. Reduces Solar Guardian channeling time to 1 second. Solar Guardian can be cast again upon takeoff to land early. Gives allies in the area 60% evasion while she's airborne and increases the healing pulses and total airborne time by 3.5 seconds. Wow. So it just makes her ult like omega awesome with kind of two.
Yeah.
Oh, she's like that spider in League of Legends. What is it, Elise? She just like flies away and it's just like, sorry, see you later. And you're like, where'd she go? It's like, I don't know. She's just gone.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. But she's not cleaning up pubs yet, so she's not like one of those crazy heroes that suddenly they become mega busted, like a Monkey King or an Earth Spirit sort of deal. But we'll see. I think she's gonna keep trending upwards. The biggest losers. I did a stream this morning actually with the trends, like I like to do, of heroes and how they did in terms of the patch. Would you like to guess who had a minus? I'll check the updated numbers here. Minus 14.37% win rate. It's Broodmother.
Oh, all right. That is. That would have been a good guess.
53.6% win rate to a 39.22% win rate, and her pick rate has more than halved since the update.
I'm okay with that.
She sucks. So the massive nerf, if you guys, I'm sure most of you noticed, but the one that is the main deciding factor, like sure, she lost her eggs, which doubled the webs. That hurts. But the spin web now grants Broodmother and her spiderlings the movement speed bonus based on their remaining health. So when you're at like 10% health, you only get 10% of the. Oh, actually, you get 0% of the move speed bonus when you're at 20% or less. That's insane. How many times did a Broodmother just run away from you at 100 HP? That was like the key part of the hero.
Yes.
Hero's dead.
Wow.
Like,
that's brutal.
Yeah, and they nerfed her nuke too, where she used to like double nuke you and just take your tower at level 6.
Sometimes I feel like Ice Frog just like regrets Broodmother. When you see a nerf like that, that's almost as close as you can get without just being like, yeah, she's gone.
Seriously though, like who would ever want to play this now? This feels just like pain.
Wow, so Death Prophet's silence is now a projectile.
Yeah, I haven't demoed that one yet though, but that was a pretty cool change.
That's so weird because that's such an iconic. I guess it's more normalized now. I'm picturing more akin to the Drow silence.
It's almost like more leaguey, isn't it? Or like, because whenever I play Pokemon Unite, I feel the league effect.
You feel the vectors.
This, like,
yeah.
Yes, I feel the vectors and the little things and the like. Watch for this color coming at you, so you can like use your flash, as they say. It is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about it. I kind of agree. I liked the old version a little bit more.
I guess this is a buff though, because now it can silence on the way, so it's like got more area that it covers to potentially silence. You see what I mean?
I don't think so.
No,
does it?
It's just like it lands in the spot. Oh, okay. Yeah. It just lands in the spot. I guess that's so now you can react to it a little more easily, whereas before it just kind of happened.
How about this? Exorcism cooldown increased from 145 to 150. What's that?
Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Here's 5 more. Ice Frog has some. He must have some crazy spreadsheets that can tell something that he's like 5 seconds will do this to the win rate.
Or is he so smart that he's realized, hey man, if I make micro changes, people will really read into them too far. Hey guys, watch this. I'll bet you 5 seconds on Exorcism's ulti cooldown is gonna have a big impact. You know, like I wonder if those are just office bets to test their power.
I actually have no idea.
It makes
that's
you
what
wonder.
It feels like, frankly.
Some of them,
Such
yeah.
a weird change.
With a big patch like this, I of course went straight to Dazzle, and this is a really cool change. I like this for Poison Touch because it has been an issue for a long time. This idea that everything resets Poison Touch, so like the creeps and the Helm of the Dominator and your allies and stuff. Yeah, Necro. It always felt like a little cheesy and kind of too good. And now I guess it only refreshes by Dazzle's auto attacks. However, each time Dazzle attacks him and resets it, it increases the slow by a scaling percentage. At level 4, it's 3.5%. That's pretty sick, actually, because I mean, I don't know. The way I used to play like that aggressive kind of 4 dazzle or whatever, it's like I'm the one throwing most of the auto attacks in the laning phase. Like I could see a level 5 breakpoint where you're just spamming right clicks, and that poor other support, if they don't have a cleanse, is just slowed into oblivion.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I thought it was really clever because it's not the kind of change that necessitates it, or like that's only good for core or support. It's like still good for both.
It just
And
feels
it
like an
just works.
appropriate mechanics tweak. If you take it, if you
Yeah.
make it just dazzle refreshes, that feels too punishing. And this is just a nice little way to go, oh, all right. And I guess the base slow has been adjusted too. Yeah, I love little changes like that, like little refactorings to make it feel better.
We've also blanket changes. We've lost all cooldown reduction talents. Have all been removed.
No way.
Yeah.
So what does Drow do now?
She got 2 multi-shot waves. So when you do a little multi-shot thing, now it does 2 more waves at the end. But
I guess
so
that's
yeah,
good.
it was funny.
Is that a
We were
good
going
level
over
25
it.
talent? That seems kind of
Yeah, it's a little I
Yeah.
would say. But I was going over it with my chat earlier, but like now, all the armor are gone now too. Oh yeah, a lot of people lost their armor talents too. Not everyone though, because I just got armor yesterday. Someone I was playing. I just got 4 armor. Is it Pudge? I think Pudge still has a 4 armor talent. But we've now lost things like we've lost all the cooldown reduction, all the respawn talents, all the GPM talents, all the experience per minute talents, and there were more. It's interesting how we have like this whole category that exists, and then they just all get wiped out. I was like, no, nobody gets this, you know.
I guess it's just a little too. I mean, that Drow Ranger one, didn't it used to be 50%? Then it got nerfed down to 30% cooldown reduction.
Yes.
It's like, remember that works with BKB and all those items and stuff. That's game changing shit. That is so unbelievable. Who else can take 50% off a BKB at that? Like, talk about power spikes, dude.
Yeah, that's actually true.
I
Speaking of
kinda get it.
spikes and everything, so even when a hero doesn't get buffed themselves, we have the big changes that affect them, right? So as people in chat are mentioning, like less plus armor talents will mean that ET's just naturally going to go up on win rate because now there's less armor that he doesn't negate.
True.
At this point. And I think Sven is probably the biggest winner of this patch, not only because his own buffs were really good, but the heroes that are now good are all bad versus Sven. And the heroes that were really good versus Sven all got nerfed. So Sven is just suddenly a god. I mean, Sven has 100% cleave now at max level. That's insane. At first I was like, oh, it's only 10% more. But then I started like I watched a full RTZ Sven game and just kind of saw the difference. And so you think about it, 100% cleave means that if you're attacking a creep wave, there's no more extra swings at the end. You know, it's like 90%, no matter what. Doesn't matter if that creep's at 1 HP. It still takes the time. You have to do like that one more swing, and maybe there's another creep at the back that needs that other extra swing. 100% cleave, shit just dies, right? Anything that's in your cleave is going to die in the same amount of swings as the first thing you hit. And so the way you can move through the jungle is actually much faster. And then, of course, you're just doing straight up more damage in team fights. But Wyvern got big nerfs.
I actually see what you mean. It's like a break point where if you have one less swing per camp that you have to do to kill stuff,
think about that. That's insane.
How many camps do you kill per game? That's like, wow, I just saved like 50 swings in my farm pattern. That translates to, yeah, holy shit. Wow.
It's crazy. It makes a massive difference. Like a huge, like he was literally getting to camps in time now to like do double stacks. I'm just looking at this like, yeah, that's crazy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, huge difference.
With you.
And then big nerfed heroes, right? We have like Puck, kind of an annoying hero for Sven, because of, like being tethered and leashed and stuff, and just a nuisance, hard to lock down. He's gone. It's just good. It's a good life for the Sven. Wyvern got nerfed heavily. AA got nerfed heavily. It's Sven time, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Go pick Sven.
Talk to me about this captain's mode second pick phase change.
I'm so glad you asked.
I have trouble because this has been changing a lot, I feel like, relative to Dota's history. The last, year and a half, the captain's mode pick order stuff. We've been doing like the Michael Scott snip, snap kind of thing here. Of just
we have.
Feels like we're changing shit back and forth. And I I can't tell if we're making meaningful changes and this is all data driven, which I always assume it is, or if we're kind of throwing darts. And I've spent a lot more time recently thinking, Trent, about something we've talked about, the idea of meta and how quickly should we change it and how fast do we just give up and become reliant on the band-aid of a patch to shift a meta. Like the chess thing, the chess meta changes despite the game never really changing. And if you talk to chess players, there's like a lot of value in, quote, the immutability of chess, right? That's part of the beauty of the game, is that the rules are the rules and the rules don't change. And obviously with video games, that's like kind of impossible. And with Smash, right? We've talked about that example as well. That being just like an unpatched game has actually made it almost more sick to watch the meta evolve. And I just wonder, with these pick order changes, where do we fall on that spectrum? Maybe it would be my initial framing for this conversation, at risk of sounding hypercritical.
I think trends start to appear in the draft where we entered a state where there became a pretty clear meta to how people were drafting at the end of the patch. So it's like, if you're first pick, that means you're going to have the 4th overall pick. And that was mostly reserved for a hard carry. So sometimes the 2-3, if it was like a really heavily contested carry was still left, like a Terrorblade or maybe Luna, depending on the team, you take Luna in that 2-3, right? And that means that they're going to have 4 picks to counter not only your hard carry, but also one other hero there. Probably just a position 5 support or whatever. Kind of rough, So that made the first pick really strong, because then moving into the next phase, Dire then had to pick first, and then Radiant got to counterpick again.
Yeah.
And then Dire had to pick, and Radiant got to counterpick.
That first third pick has always felt very brutal. Like I remember the last season, that was a constant thing we go back to, of like, all right, this is the hard one. You got your first 2 out of the way. You have to pick something like real here, and it often never feels good. It's like, all right, who's getting sacked this game?
A flex hero. It had to be. That was like the only way, right?
Yeah, fair.
That's why we got these crazy voids and maybe even the pudges, like there were a lot of weird flex things happening at the end, because that's what you needed when you were picking in that slot. But now we have the Dire still has to open in the next phase. So this is also going to be Dire's second pick. So it'll be Radiant, Dire, Radiant. Dire still goes, but now instead of it being Dire, Radiant counterpicks you, Dire, Radiant counterpicks your ass again, it's now Dire and Radiant have to reveal 2 heroes. They go two picks straight, and Dire finally gets a chance to counterpick and then pick their...
I see. So this actually gives Dire a chance to counterpick at least once in that second phase, whereas before they were just kind of getting boned on both of them. Okay.
Right. Now, unfortunately, to me, this sounds kind of strong for second pick, though, because now that means
you get 2 in a row, right? Because it doesn't always work out that way. That 4th pick Dire is like a clear counter pick. Sometimes there's value now in Radiant being able to go 3-4 and snatch a combo that you can't break or something, right? Like, is that ever a scenario?
I think now, though, what happens is that, like, now Dire's going to go, Radiant are going to pick their 2 heroes, then Dire gets to counterpick those 2, and then Radiant have to go again. So the back half of the draft feels kind of rough for first pick, right? Because Dire still have the final pick of the draft. So not only are they getting a counterpick on your 2 heroes in a row, then the Radiant have to go again, and then you get last pick. So to me, second pick sounds kind of busted right now.
You're definitely selling me on it. I guess we'd have to see it in the wild, but yeah, I'm kind of sold.
Right?
And you get last pick.
Yes.
That sounds awesome. You get to counter pick 4 and 5. Oh,
yeah, it
shit.
does sound awesome.
That seems to outweigh the benefit that I painted out of Radiant getting 3 and 4 in a row. I mean, because at that point, for Dire, it's kind of hard to pick a combo breaker anyway, because now you're at this point where you have to kind of round out your draft and pick to your strengths. And pretty rare that you can do that in one pick, where you're like breaking a combo and then also picking something that's a perfect fit.
That means that basically Radiant still have the edge when it comes to that 4th pick overall. That's still a really good pick, because you're picking, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. That slot is still sick because you pick and then you get the 3 bans. Still an extremely good thing for first overall pick. But then the problem is that that when that Dire hero comes out now, there is some pressure on them to pick something that's somewhat flexible. But yeah, then those 2 counter picks are pretty busted. So. Where Trent's idea falls apart is if somebody turns out to be super broken. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, first pick still has to have some advantages, right? And now there's even more pressure on the first pick team to have really good flexible heroes. Because that's going to be sweet near the end of the draft, right? Like,
Mhm.
sure, you can counterpick us twice, but if you overcompensate on some of these things, and we're OG Dota and we don't give a care about who plays what, then still run into trouble. But I think previously first pick felt just a little bit too good. It felt like there weren't that many games where the 10th pick was like, oh my God, what a glorious 10th pick. Now they get like 2 shots at it, sort of, at the end of the
Yeah.
draft.
Okay. All right. You've sold me. Meaningful change. That sounds good.
Yeah. Sounds better to me.
Yeah. Very delicate. Those kind of
Mhm.
like I think of these as framework changes. They're not balance changes. They're on a layer below that that's so fundamental that these ripple effects have big impacts and how stuff like this is why hero win rates can be misleading sometimes. Or it's like this hero's not actually that bad. It's like he always has to be picked in this phase, and then that makes him more counter pickable and all this kind of stuff. It's big macro things. I love it.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm a fan, and it's got the big nerfs too. That's probably one of the other the huge ones because that was a pretty annoying item. We got new neutral items. I don't have another half hour, so I'm not even gonna open up neutral items. But
I mean,
Tumblr's toy is the stupidest thing ever.
I would say,
hate it.
are they interesting? Is there are we excited about any of them or?
I don't know. They're okay. They're just I just get rid of them. I don't know.
Even just reading these, it looks like we're getting more into weird actives, and I don't hate it, but it does feel like, what's the word I'm looking for here, Trent? It's not pandering. It feels like
It is. It's fluffy. It is.
yes,
It is some sort
it's
of a
like
pandering.
it's like we're identifying that the core game is like, hey, we realize you guys are getting a little bored and stale, and we know you guys would really love custom games and mini games, and we know we don't really support those. So what if we just had these little mini game feelings in the game, like pig pole? Come on, you can play pig out. It turns you into a pig and does whatever the fuck. Hey, Tumblr's toy. I feel like they're trying
Dude,
to.
I hate Tumblr's toy. I hate this. I can't believe this got in.
What does it do? 3-second cooldown, propels you 300 units forward. Wow.
So that's like a little mini force staff at 7 minutes. Why?
30-second
Heroes
cooldown.
are balanced.
It's a tier
based
1 item. Oh
on
yeah.
casting
Fuck
spells.
that, dude. I'm out.
I'm just gonna go up this cliff now. Bye. 7 minutes.
I feel
Up a
like
cliff.
somebody at Valve was playing World of Warcraft and leveled up their engineering and was like, "Hey guys, there's some really cool things that you could do with creative items like this." And blast ring, hair trigger. The next time you get attacked by a hero within 300 range, explode, dealing damage. 300 all enemies within 300 radius. It's a lot of 300s. You apply a blind for 3.2 seconds. I don't know. I feel like this just muddies up the game with, as you said, fluff. I'm
And you
old.
know what's gonna get removed or nerfed. I
I'm
can
a
look at it right
purist.
now and say this will get removed or nerfed. It gives you 200 mana and a force staff. Take off the 200 mana, it's still busted.
Yeah.
So why is it there? I don't understand. It doesn't need to exist. We all know it's gonna be broken. We all know it's the best one.
Hey Betway, what are the lines here on how long until? You're right. No, I have no counter
why
argument.
do we need it?
How is this a tier 1 item?
It's just not a good neutral item because it's such a fundamental change to how you play.
I'm gonna be real, dude. When I first saw this item, I thought the grants 200 mana meant it costs 200 mana to use, and in my head, I still thought, damn, this thing's broken.
Decent balance.
But exactly, so I thought that was the calibrator. I had it wrong. This is unbelievable. It gives you 200 mana and a force staff. Now, it does go on cooldown if you take damage for 3 seconds, but
sure.
I mean, that's without that,
it can't escape as easily with it.
Right. Without that, it would just be stupid, Omega broken. Now it's just Giga broken. Whoa. And I hate that it's a dice roll, right? Not both sides might not get it, and if you get it, you just yeah.
I know. I could just go on. I could rant about neutral items forever. I think the worst part about neutral items is I think the current way they're given out is the only way they can exist. I do not think we can go to a lumber system, as people have pointed out, or some sort of a system where you choose the neutral items. We cannot do that.
Oh, we're over that?
Yeah, that can't happen. It can't be done.
I mean, aren't they just items at that point? Aren't they just like
Exactly.
seasonal
And it's
items
just a
that rotate?
stupid secondary item. I don't even know. And then it's like
I mean,
then you're
that's
like drafting for items, and it's just I don't want to go there.
that is literally what they would be, like seasonal items. This idea, sort of like the revolving door of, hey, in this season there's these optional items, and then this next season it changes again. I feel
Dude,
like
I
that's
would
like a
rather
balance
have that
crutch.
as a side shop. It's like some sort of a weird ticketed side shop. Sure. I'd rather have that than
If
the
you have to go
original
out of
pack.
your way to get there, maybe it's a.
And Blast Rig. What is this thing? What is this? Why does this exist? You get 8 armor, and if someone hits you, they just take 300 damage.
Yeah, no, I don't
I
know.
thought it was a active. I thought you had to at least trigger it first or something, and I was like, oh, maybe there's like a counterplay. No.
No, it just does damage. And yeah, I mean the tier 5s and the other ones, it's always the low tier ones that are broken because you see them more often.
Yeah, that's true. That's 100% true.
You know, like the
Like, why
Arcanist armor.
tier 5s are allowed to exist.
Yeah, like, outside of what was it called? The fusion rune. Let's see. Active Mega Shield gives 35% damage reflection aura. When active, 900 radius, allied units for 5 seconds. That's not that broken.
It's pretty broken, dude.
It's a 20
Damage
second.
reflection aura in a 900 radius. That means all your allied units for 5 seconds.
I didn't look at the uptime. It's active for 5 with a 20-second cooldown. All right, 25% uptime is pretty busted. I was thinking more like 10%. Holy shit.
Yes, it's very, very strong. Just a full damage reflection, anything.
Just everything?
Imagine you're about to get chronoed and you activate it.
I guess I was
chrono happening.
thinking physical, but it's magical too. It's pure.
Everything.
It's just everything. Any damage. All right. That's pretty good. You're right. We'll never see it.
Flicker actually got some decent nerfs. It's now a 5-second cooldown. Still too short. Should at least be 6 or 7. But it now blinks in place if you've received damage in the last 3 seconds.
So you get the dispel, but you can't. Okay.
You don't at least move. I still think that doesn't solve the problem. I still think the item's broken, but at least they tuned it down a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those spider leg changes.
Jeez.
Hey, they finally did that ceremonial robe thing. No debuff is no longer visible if enemies don't have vision of its holder.
Yep.
That was the unfortunate dark side of the ceremonial robe. Hard to sneak around in the trees.
My boy Brewmaster finally got that buff that was discussed for ages that I wanted, where the I said it should have been the red panda, but they just gave it to the void one, but he gets all the attack modifiers.
That's okay. All right. That's
so it finally happened.
We can finally buy the shard and not feel terrible about it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's neat. Yep, thank you.
Oh, I didn't look at the list of removed items. Illusionist Cape and Minotaur Horn removed, as well as Orb of Destruction. I'm okay with all those. Faded Brooch was really good.
Yeah, Faded Brooch was broken. The tree was, I mean, Hoodwink players are sad.
Yeah.
That one was too good for specific heroes. That was its problem.
Agreed. It was. I think it felt like it was designed to be a meme almost, and then there were a few heroes where it's like, well, that's a joke gone wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there were actually games where I saw Hoodwinks with it at 40 minutes.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
like, that's a problem. That's not good.
Yeah, totally.
And Ballista, thankfully, is gone. There were one too many late game Ballistas with TBs and snipers in pro matches.
Oh, what about Helm of the Overlord? I actually saw somebody in Twitch chat mention that. Is this item actually legit now? It's Helm of the Dominator, Vlad's, and 1,000 gold recipe. That's a 6,000 gold item.
All right, here. Well, I'll tell you what you do. Go to Beastmaster and see what Beastmaster's changes were.
All right, let's see here. Beastmaster.
Why don't you read those bad boys out for us?
Aghanim Shard, called Wild, can now be a targeted unit, which will cause the Hawk to move in the direction of the target and cast dive on if in range. Call the Wild, attack damage from the boar increased. Call the Wild, vision of the Hawk slightly increased. So,
oh, that's weird. Those buffs don't look very good at all. So why did Beastmaster go up 6.5% win rate? Huh. Maybe it's because Helm of the Overlord is completely broken.
Wow.
On this hero in particular, it is so insane. Because it gives a giant flat damage bonus now, right? That got up. What was the number on it? It's a huge number. I have to scroll my way up to it. It gives
80. 25 to 80.
So it gives 80 bonus damage to the creep. And of course, Beastmaster has an insane attack speed bonus that he gives. So you have these creeps chunking towers, and you can get this thing really early.
So he
The Henry
dominates his
Overlord.
own creeps. Is that what it is? You make a
No,
board.
no. You just grab an ancient. You get an ancient creep.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's insane.
And then
It's
you just have this
super
zoo
strong.
where I can just run into towers as Beastmaster, and it's like, hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Everyone just groups to the Beastmaster and fights.
And you got this awesome aura item, so all of them like lifesteal and are tanky, and like your army is just massive. Oh my god, this makes me want to play Beastmaster, dude. I didn't want to play
I
Dota
watched
today.
a couple of replays,
and this makes me want to
so good.
punch up a Beastmaster and solo queue Archon bracket there and kill a couple towers before lunch. Holy shit! Wow.
It's really busted. I mean, when a hero goes up that much with such minimal changes, you know that's why. Like,
Yeah.
it's just completely insane. So, I think if you guys were going to pick 2 heroes for MMR, it's Beastmaster and Lycan. That would be our safe lane, our off laner. I guess we need a mid. Void Spirit had a huge jump up. He went up 4%. So, considering becoming Void Spirit players out there, perhaps. Also a very fun hero, so that always helps.
I love it, dude. The cycle repeats. Hey, guys, new patch. Here's our recommendations. Pick the cheesy pushing heroes. You're going to want to play some Lycan. Yeah, that's going to be your golden ticket there.
It's always Lycan.
It's always
time.
fucking Lycan. All right, MMR spammers, get your dogs out again. Welcome back, Wolfpack.
Lycan Shard is so good.
Does
now-
it make wolves still? What does it do?
It's the one that makes the wolves appear in the lane, but they won't be attacked until every creep is dead now.
Oh, okay. So they actually
Whereas
push.
before they could get ahead and they just die to the next wave or whatever. But yeah, now they're the absolute last thing to get killed, and they cripple towers. so
Oh,
they'll
I see
attack
what you
slower.
mean. Now they have low attack priority. Oh, fuck, dude. That's so good. I hate how good that is. Making Lycan more noob friendly just ruins low tier games, dude.
Yeah.
Archon and lower, they can't handle Lycan. I played with a friend who's in the Herald bracket. Like that's the last time I played Dota, like probably a month ago. I played 2 games in the Herald bracket, went 1-1, and dude, both games, I thought both teams won 100% at least 3 times each. I mean, it's the Herald bracket doesn't disappoint. I mean, seriously, we played so bad in the one that we won, and the enemy team wiped us, and instead of killing barracks, they just went right for the fountain dive, like on cue, and just all suicided and died. We push, we kill a lane of barracks. Our team does the exact same thing and suicides and dies. It was ping pong, just straight up. We both had opportunities to end multiple times, and why end when you can go for the fountain, Trent? That's like the Herald motto.
Shout out to Owen and his YouTube.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, OD Pixel, the lad, has actually been doing YouTube videos where he casts Herald games.
Oh shit.
I don't know when he stopped doing them, but he's doing them for a while now. But yeah, I
Wow.
think he's thoroughly enjoying that. He got some like Herald friends or something.
How's the
I
viewership?
don't find his real YouTube page though. I wonder where he's uploading them. But anyway, yeah. So he's doing Herald videos. Oh, here we go. Must have lost the log into his other one. 5 days ago, 3 weeks ago, he did a lot of them. Episode 4, he did 4 videos, guys, and they're all like full entire games. So you
This
can
is
go watch
official.
Owen.
This is official OD Pixel, and he has 2.4K subscribers. This is what's fucking wrong with Dota right here, dude. Jesus Christ. How is
It
this
is
possible?
a brand new channel, but yes.
Dog, that's still like the community should be ashamed of this. Like that's like it's this OD Pixel. This is hype. This is cool content.
I wonder what made him start doing this anyway.
OD Pixel playing Pokemon Unite Episode 3 has 68 views. 68. That's Zyori numbers, dude. What's happening? Oh God.
OD Pixel casts himself.
I don't
Owen's
know,
getting
man.
bored. He just needs TI. I'll give you guys the link. There you
I
go.
feel so bad for all these Dota content creators. Like the Axie space is just so different, and it's obviously different because a lot of the people there have like made a lot of money on crypto, so they don't mind spending more. But it's just a completely different psychology of we want to support people that do the stuff that we like, and if we don't support them, they won't do that stuff anymore. And everybody you talk to in the Axie space is like, well, yeah, totally. If you don't like subscribe or pay for anything ever, then all those things won't exist. And in Dota, it's people are like, well, fuck it. I don't care if it exists or not. Look at all the other free things that I could take. So keep up or step out, bitch. I don't know. I ain't paying. That's all I know. And like, jeez, this is just brutal. Poor Owen.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, dude. It's like I always point to it, but like the Smash community in Melee, like the amount of subs that per viewer that they get is insane. Mango averages like 2,000 or 3,000 viewers, if that, and he has 12,000 subs.
Yeah. No, and that's like not even just, it's easy to go, oh, that's just Smash because they don't have whatever. Like, no, that's just one example. World of Warcraft streamers, variety streamers, a lot of them, like, there's a lot of like card game streamers that have 100 to 200 viewers that have like 300 subs. That's a crazy spread. Before we go, I wanted to ask you about the Smash drama, dude. Have you seen BTS getting roasted on Twitter by the FGC community? You're not part of our
the
scene.
FGC community. It's just one dude who's a mad Smash TO. That was like the dumbest thing ever, dude.
These guys just show up and make money, then leave. Like, what? They've done, 15 Smash events now? Are you delusional? Yeah. Oh my, I felt so bad for BTS, dude.
That guy completely backpedaled everything, by the way.
Did he really? I didn't see that part. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's completely changed his tune and acted all. He got humbled real fast.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to see that because
they killed his ass with kindness.
Oh, well, that's unexpected.
Yep.
Go Smash community. All right, real last final thought. I had a crazy idea, and I think you're gonna like this, but I got to run it by somebody because I asked Slacks and he didn't respond. So
perfect.
I got all this Moonduck merch, right? Got nothing to do with it. I pinged in the Moonduck owner chat, like, hey guys, what do I want to do with this? Like, Balistrix requested a box. I never sent it to him. Probably should, but nobody wants it. And we have like, I probably shouldn't say numbers, but it's a lot. Probably like 1,000 shirts, like hundreds of hoodies, a lot of mouse pads and whatever. So I was just going to dump them in a storage unit and kind of be like, well, somebody will deal with this eventually or not. I don't know. Not my problem anymore. But then I went to Boulder and talked to some homeless people and realized it's going to be cold soon. And maybe just giving out all the Moonduck hoodies to the local homeless population would kill multiple birds with one stone. They won't be in my house anymore. We won't have to pay to store them. And they'll go to people that will actually need them, use them. Like, they're fucking fuzzy. That's like not a bad... They're decent garments.
Right.
What do you think? Would you vote pass on if we're just gonna like take the tax write-off and just donate them somewhere anyway? Any qualms with me giving 20 grand of Moonduck merch to the Boulder homeless population?
You guys were optimistic on that order, huh?
Yeah, and that's not MSRP. That's like a cost. So it's like it's a fuckload of shit, dude. It's boxes on boxes. It's like stacked in the garage. It's an obscene amount of things. And I thought about like the hippo logo is kind of cute. Of all the things to give to people, they're like, it's kind of funny.
Yeah,
it's like a positive, uplifting image. So anyway, any thoughts? Are we cool on this? Can I get a tentative yes to?
You can have my thumbs up.
Dish him out.
I'm all good.
I tweeted about it, and then I linked the tweet to Slacks and said, "Do you want to do this?" And he dodged harder than he's ever dodged in his life. He's out. So,
I mean, honestly, we do the giveaway, but it would just be too expensive to ship it all.
That's the thing.
Giveaway, you pay the shipping.
Well, somebody in Venezuela was like, "Well, if you're gonna donate them, we could use them." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's gonna be like thousands of dollars to ship this shit to Venezuela." I'm like, "No offense, but I don't even like really work there anymore, man. I'm looking for the path of least resistance. Sorry, there's homeless folks in my backyard. That's easy and convenient. Denver's right around the corner as well. Yeah, I mean, we might do like one final push. When I tweeted that, I got some response of like, well, if you're giving them away, I'll take one. It's like, all right, we could do like one final order round. I don't necessarily mind doing that, but people got to pay for the international shipping and stuff. It adds up, and it's like it's kind of a pain in the ass. And half the time it gets stuck in customs, then people get all mad at me of like, I had to pay twice as much to get my Moonduck hoodie because customs stopped it. It's like, sorry, man, I don't work for France. I don't know what's going on over there with your customs. What's on you there, bud? All right. Well, now I feel slightly better about it.
Send it away.
All right. Well, if you see a bunch of happy hippos in Boulder, you know where they came from.
Now I can look homeless at the airport. Next time I come to Denver, I'll wear one. I'll get escorted out of the airport.
I wish I had a.
You're in the homeless uniform, sir.
I wish I had a recording of the meeting when they told me to order all that merch, because I ordered so little at Captain's Draft, and he literally said to me, Zyori, don't fuck me on the merch with this one. I was like, are you sure, dude? This is a lot of shit. And he said, Zyori, do you know how many people are going to show up to Midas Mode? Do you know how many people are going to go crazy to buy this stuff? We're selling this shit out. Yeah, optimistic. Optimistic. All right. Well, there
Always
you go.
confident. That's what I like.
Well, buddy, good.
What do I think of the patch? The patch was great. 10 out of 10. Oh, you're talking to the homeless person. My bad, Yudes. Overall, patch gets a 8 out of 10. Thumbs up. Just for the record.
Yeah, this is a good one. Goes down as a good one.
Good patch. I think they change as much as they really can before TI, and it mostly makes me excited for the post TI patch. I hope that the whole game gets blown up.
How are you? Yeah, okay. So you're stoked for TI then? Feel like we got a good meta going in. Teams are boot camping. I hope this TI is epic, dude. I really do. Like, from the bottom of my heart, despite the love-hate relationship, all the qualms I have with what's happening in Dota, I hope this one knocks it out of the park. I really, really hope Valve has some crazy surprises in store to make this show memorable.
3 heroes.
It could be anything. Like, in the production, it could be a monologue. It could be like a little Gaben open. Like, they need to appreciate how special the 10-year anniversary is for the audience. And I've already seen people talking about, like, flaming the event for, like, wow, Valve's done literally nothing special to commemorate this at all so far. And I hope that is received, and I hope they go ham. Because if they don't, I think people will be really, really disappointed. I don't want to see TI-10 be an artifact. You know, like, I go back, and somebody made a really good documentary about Artifact. Rewatch that clip of the debut. It's mostly just Suns fan talking, but it's still good. You know, the reveal or whatever. Like, I hope TI-10 is not the equivalent of that, where there's this huge mismatched expectation, because I think the audience rightfully has a really big expectation, especially since it was delayed and then canceled again. Like, dude, we're like, we're frothing. We're ready. We're hungry. We need this. We got to knock this one out of the park, dude. We need a home run. We need a fucking grand slam here. Let's do it. Let's do it up. Who's hosted this thing, dude? I want to know so bad.
Oh, true. And speaking of tournaments and everything, though, there is one tournament coming up. It starts in 2 days. ESL 1 Fall. It is an online event, but it's the boot camp edition, as all of the teams are in either Eastern or Western Europe. So, star-studded lineup, absolutely packed.
That's hype.
We have LGD there as, I believe, the only Chinese team. Yes, they're the only Chinese team there, but that's still really exciting that they're in the area and playing. We have 3 SA teams. So, storyline, guys. ESL 1 Fall, SA. Do they succeed, or do they get flamed to shit? If they bottom 3 out of this tournament, okay, above Empire and Creep Wave or whatever, that will be a really bad look for SA.
Yeah, I don't know if you can make the saving strats argument if they bomb out of this one. Don't worry, guys. We're just saving strats.
But I mean, it's a tough tournament. That's the sad part, is that there actually are a lot of really, really good teams here. I mean, Tundra almost beat OG, right? They almost knocked out OG from the qualification of TI.
Yeah.
And so now we've, it might be a little bit rough for SA, but that's the storyline for sure. I feel bad for Moxie because I think she's flying there. She's going to be on these panels, dude. She's going to be sweating every time SA's playing. She's going to be riding real hard on this tourney.
I'm glad we got all 3, though. That's actually pretty exciting, because even within SA, like, we see them play sometimes, but it's often like 1 or 2 of them make it into the international scale. Like, it's actually sort of rare we get to see full SA representation into the mix like this. So you're right. This is like a big trial. This is a big moment where if SG get a Grand Slam, or SA get a Grand Slam here, like, it could be the other way, right? Imagine they don't bomb out, but they all go like top 6 or something.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Oh, shit. Like, that's super hype for SA. And then everyone's going to say, well, it's because Virtus Pro is just saving strats. So just wait.
Yeah, there's no winning for SA here, to be clear.
Yeah.
There's no matter what happens, they won't get any credit. They will only be flamed if they don't perform.
Yes, you're totally right. However, this is hype as hell. I'm excited to pop this on in the background. So when does this start? 1 day, 17 hours. So, okay.
Yep.
Day and a half, T1 Spirit, the first matchup. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be good, and lots of good talent. ESL taking notes from their last little issue of their tweet. Remember when they announced the talent for the ESL One Summer, and it was all dudes. Obviously, Cheever was probably invited, but just didn't accept. But
Multiple.
they got some shade on Twitter. They got a lot of shade. There's a lot of people.
Multiple other women were also contacted, but yeah, sure.
Okay,
good work,
well, that's
ESL.
what it was. We all know what happened. That was the big story.
Yeah, that was, I think, slightly
was.
unfair, but it was true. There was a large pressure that was mounted, but
yep, there was a large pressure that's mounted.
Good to see it, I guess. I don't know. I don't have a strong comment here, buddy.
Okay.
Congratulations to all that were invited. Well done. Well deserved.
Well, it's nice. It's important.
It is. It is.
Yeah. So
I'm glad to see Mr.
they
Avo there.
lumps.
That is my big.
Yeah,
he's my big talent alongside Bowie that I've been trying to
he's
stand.
Not there. Neither of them are there.
Oh, he's remote. Oh,
yeah.
I
both
see.
him and Bowie are both remote.
Gotcha. Bowie didn't even make the list on the Wikipedia, so
I know
that poor fucking guy.
they
Jesus.
missed Bowie. I think
What is it with Bowie and always just getting that kind of? That's like the most Bowie thing ever. Finally, casting an ESL doesn't even make the list to get on the credits. Oh, jeez, about to edit that right now. But no, I love the South American boys. I hope one of them gets to TI. I don't know if that's like a pipe dream long shot, but like 3 teams. Come on, Valve, please do it justice. You got these, like, Mr. Avo is the guy. He's fucking Jack, but Spanish. He knows the stories. He knows the people. He knows the languages. He's a smart guy. His English is impeccable. He's a goddamn hard worker. Ugh. I hate the idea of like people deserving it, but I just feel like it's the perfect fit for 3 SA teams at TI. He has the knowledge, dude. He's been training for half a decade for that. It's like there was never a more perfect man for the job, in my humble opinion.
Well, let us hope.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff, though. Nice to see an ESL 400K prize, too. Damn. ESL doesn't mess around.
Didn't quite hit the 500K, so Secret's not there, you know? It's it's a hard one out there.
That's a lot of money. I like that. Well, exciting times. Dota keeps on chugging. Yes. Positive, all positive thoughts for TI. At this point, I think that's all we can do, right? We're just hanging on to our seat.
Fucking TI, and let there be a crowd.
Yeah.
I don't want TI with no crowd. I'll be so sad.
We're just, all we can do is hope for the best, man. I at this point, I really don't know what else to say about it beyond, like, shit sucks. I feel bad for all parties involved. I've had that little micro taste of it with my Iceland trip where it's like, hey, when we booked this thing, it was all green lights. And in the time that lapsed between the booking and the event, things got really fucked. And that's just a shitty feeling. It really is out of our control in so many ways. So, are we ever going back to normal, Trent?
Eventually.
I hope so.
Don't be a doomsman. It's coming.
I hope
so. It takes time.
It just takes time. All right. Fair enough. Well, folks, you know where to find him. He's Trent on Twitter. He's PC. He's polite. He's friendly. And that's why you follow him.
On Twitter. Thank you. I'm at Trent on Twitch. I can't get Trent on Twitter. They give some football player.
Damn it.
I know. Bastard.
Hey, at least you got it on Twitch. That's good. That's real good.
Hype, yeah. I snagged that.
Yeah. All right, well, I'm out of here. The one thing about me working remote, buddy, I've been taking full advantage. I've been working at cafes. I've been finding different haunts I've been trying all the local coffee shops. It's fantastic. I love it. It's nice to be able to. It's like esports has the illusion of remote. It's like we work from home, but we're tethered to the studio. I need the lights and the whole rig, and it's like true remote is I got my laptop, my backpack, and a charger. I'm good for the day. I could sit there and drink coffee all day and just wire in. You know, that's kind of cool. I realize that we've had the illusion of remote this whole time. It's like half remote. All right, cool.
That's actually pretty true.
Yeah. We'll see you later, bud. Good to catch up. We'll do another one in a month.
Yeah.